Good afternoon. This is OGTV News at Noon. I am Olayinka Shodunke. An unspecified number of female students of the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization in Mbando in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State have been adopted by gunmen. The incident occurred in the early hours of today. It was learned that the most affected were female students as their male counterparts were not taken away. The Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Mr. Samuel Arua, confirmed the incident and said an investigation is ongoing. Also, the Kaduna State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, ASP Mohammed Jalige, confirmed the attack, noting that it took place last night. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has insisted that there is no increment in the ex-depot price of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, this month, despite a template released by the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency that the new price of petrol has reached 212 naira 6 kobo per litre. The ex-depot price is the price at which the product is sold by NNPC to marketers at the depot. With ex-depot price standing at 206 naira 42 kobo per litre, the March template shows that the landing cost of petrol per litre is 189 naira 61 kobo. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has received the officials of the National Emergency Management Agency with an assurance of giving them necessary logistics and support to ensure seamless construction of housing facilities for victims of flash floods in the state. Governor Abiodun, represented by Secretary to the State Government, Mr. Tokunbo Talabi, gave the assurance in Abeokuta. Abiodun assured them of government overall commitment to the welfare of the people, particularly those who lost materials, properties, and other valuable items to the flash flood that occurred in July 2018. Earlier, the State Commissioner for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Barrister Femi Ogunbanwo, informed the delegates that the state government, through the necessary agency, has already identified a parcel of land for quick implementation of the project. In his presentation, the Director General, NEMA, Air Marshal Mohammed Al-Hashi Mohammed, represented by Director of Relief and Rehabilitation, Mr. Kayode Fagbemi, recounted that what occurred in 2018 was devastating, hence the intervention of the federal government to provide immediate relief through housing facilities to victims. Mohammed explained that the federal government has commenced necessary documentation, including the identification of damaged houses, just as the state government has expected to provide logistical support with contributions from other stakeholders. Now, as part of its waste management reforms and converting of waste into wealth, the current administration in Ogun State is set to establish an integrated waste management facility in Ogun West Central District, according to the Special Advisor to the Governor on Environment and Chief Executive Officer of the Ogun State Waste Management Authority, Mr. Ola Resonya. The facility, which will gulp $20 million on completion and will be situated on a government-acquired land on the outskirts of Ilobi town in Yewa South local government area. Our reporter, Adipola Oshomoji, reports.
Globally, problems confronting efficient waste management include proliferation of unplanned settlement, traffic congestion, insecurity, and ignorance. In providing solutions to these problems, the Ogun State government has acquired land on the outskirts of Ilobi town in Yewa South local government area to establish an integrated waste management facility worth $20 million. Speaking on the project, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Environment, Mr. Ola Oresonya, said preliminary work has already started, which will consist of a recycling unit and a sorting slab where plastics, paper, and metals will be turned to new resource and wealth for the citizens.
This industry, this facility is centered around creation of almost about 200 jobs, and the people that will benefit from this are mainly youths and children. And there are going to be skill acquisition for them, and there are low-skill jobs and there are high-skill jobs that will come there. The low-skill jobs are for women especially. It's in the area of sorting of materials that will be used in conversion process, bagging and the rest of it, while the youths are going to be trained in the area of handling of machines.
It noted that the integrated waste management facility will produce tons of fertilizers from organic waste for the use of farmers.
What will be coming out from there will be fertilizer from the organic waste that will be generated there. And even because the forestry reserve, we have a lot of vegetable waste there, and this vegetable waste combined with domestic waste can give you compost. And compost will support agric investment in our locality.
According to him, those of the Ogun Central and Ogun East senatorial districts will be established soon. Adebola Oshomuji, OGTV News.
Frontline health workers in Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, OOUTH Isolation Center in Shagamu, Ogun State, have been vaccinated against COVID-19 virus. The decision, according to the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, became expedient given the invaluable contribution of the health workers in containing the pandemic in the state. The health workers who testified to the safety of the vaccine after their jobs said there was no side effects from the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine.
Just been vaccinated, and I want to tell Nigerians that the vaccine is safe. You should go out and get vaccinated.
I'm a resident doctor in the Department of Medicine. I work as the formula doctor at the Olabisi University COVID Isolation Center. I just got the COVID-19 vaccine and I feel okay, I feel fine. Not as painful as I expected.
I'm okay.
After your vaccination,
No problem, no side effects.
you're not
I'm there with this. I'm not this, no this.
no pain,
No pain.
headache.
No headache.
Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, says the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine recently inaugurated and distributed to states to treat COVID-19 has no side effects. Professor Adeyeye stated this in Abuja shortly after she got vaccinated and said that NAFDAC went through the application dossier of the vaccine before it was approved to be administered on Nigerians for the treatment of COVID-19. She maintained that NAFDAC went through the application package of the vaccine line by line and other assessments diligently carried out. Professor Adeyeye said that the effectiveness of AstraZeneca vaccine overweighs the risk as it has already been scrutinized. She noted that there was no medicine without its side effects, especially when it's still going through its developmental stage. As part of measures to fast-track the elimination of malaria in the state, the Ogun State government has inaugurated the Insecticide Treated Net Campaign Coordination Network, ICCN, to facilitate effective distribution of the nets across the state. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, during the inauguration of the ICCN in Abeokuta, disclosed that the distribution of the insecticide treated nets would commence in July across all the 20 local government areas, adding that the ICCN is saddled with ensuring that the nets are well distributed and appropriately utilized. Dr. Koka noted that malaria remains one of the diseases that contributes to the mortality rates in Nigeria, saying the interventions of the government and its development partners have brought about a reduction in malaria deaths from 400,000 in 2010 to about 260,000 in 2018 in Nigeria.
That Nigeria has seen, and almost all the deaths 153,000 deaths were in 2010. So you heard from the presentation earlier on that we had a net campaign in 2018 that was successful. However, it was not as successful as it could be because there was actually low utilization of the nets.
There is optimism that the campaign would bring about a reduction of deaths from malaria that is better than the 33% recorded between 2010 and 2018, adding that the key to achieving this goal would depend on high utilization among the citizens. Reacting, one of the members of the newly inaugurated ICCN, Ms. Musumola Feisheton, said effective distribution of nets would go a long way in bringing down the rates of malaria deaths to the barest minimum in the next few years. On foreign scene, President Joe Biden has said he is hopeful that America can mark independence from COVID-19 on the 4th of July if the people get vaccinated. In his first primetime address as president, Mr. Biden said it would order states to make all adults eligible for vaccinations by the 1st of May. Current measures prioritize people by the age or health condition. Mr. Biden was speaking exactly a year to the day after the outbreak was classified a global pandemic. He predicted that the country would be able to not only celebrate Independence Day but also independence from the virus. The U.S. health system is complex and individual states are in charge of public health policy while the federal government is responsible for getting the vaccine distributed to the state. It has largely relied on them to handle the distribution. In sports, still on the foreign scene rather, Nagpur in western India is to be the first major city in the country to return to a complete lockdown amid a sharp spike in coronavirus cases. The week-long lockdown, which starts on the 15th of March, would extend to adjoining areas of the district as well. Maharashtra state, which Nagpur is located, has also been a COVID hotspots with the highest number of active and confirmed cases in India. India has recorded more than 11 million cases and 157,000 deaths so far. Now in sports, former British cycling and Team Sky Chief Doctor Richard Freeman has been found guilty of ordering banned testosterone in 2011, knowing or believing it was to help dope a rider. The medicine tribunal ruled Freeman ordered the testosterone with the knowledge it was to be administered to an athlete to improve their athletic performance. He had previously admitted 18 of the 22 charges but denied the general charge regarding the purpose of the order. In his hearing will resume on the 17th of March. And now to end the news at noon, your failure does not define you, your determination does. You can watch us live on these platforms: Apple, Roku, Facebook, and Android devices. You can also watch us live on our website, which is www.ogtv.com.ng/live, or via email, which is info@ogtv.com.ng. And that's our news at noon. Thank you very much for watching. I am Olayinka Shodunke.